I'd love to see more worship sets, more churches, like kind of keep Bubba in mind.
Why do you say Bubba like that?
When your opening song or the most of your songs have so much Christianese language, like when your first song is like, holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, I think he's going like, what does holy mean? Holy, like what? Obviously that's where we want to get to in a worship set. But like give Bubba some language he can be like, I find myself in that song. I feel like that. And hopefully that's what some of my music can continue to do.
That's how worship should be.
That's how worship should be? No! Okay, where do I start? The church is meant for believers. It's not meant for those on the outside. The original word for the church is ecclesia, and ecclesia literally means out the called out ones. And so it is for believers. It's for the elect. When you walk in on a Sunday morning, it is more for believers than it is for non-believers. And more importantly, worship. This is what worship should be. It should be to introduce. No, worship is for the Lord. You are giving your best to the Lord. And usually what we're doing in that is we're trying to capture language that we have, all that we have, and giving it back to him. And usually the best ways we can do that is by using his own language back to him, because that's all we got. And so he calls himself holy. In the Bible, it uses the word holy 539 times, depending on your translation. So the Bible is very actively calling God holy. This is a great word for him. So of course we should use that in our worship. And what's actually kind of funny about that is he's trying to be endearing towards a Bubba, but what we should do is actually respect Bubba as a human being and say that he is actually more than capable of learning this language and learning about God. God uses those words and he gives us the Bible because he says we are capable of learning about him and understanding what holy is. That's why he uses the word holy. So Christopher Nolan, who is one of probably the most successful directors of all time, was asked in an interview what he thinks about his audience. And he actually says that I do not think that my audience is dumb. I actually think the exact opposite. I think the average audience member is very intelligent, and I make movies accordingly. And he's one of the most successful directors of all time. We don't have to keep lowering the bar. We don't have to be embarrassed of our Christian language and Christianese. I hate that word. It just means using language that God uses himself. It's okay to do that. We should be excited to have the opportunity to explain to someone what holy means. And so we should boldly proclaim everything about God, and then hopefully people will want to listen because it is so strikingly different than anything they've ever heard. Holy, no one's ever been called holy before. Maybe I should learn what that means. I will say this till my dying day, we should raise the bar, not lower it.